So Heather was throwing rocks at a duck and she killed it by accident, so we had to hide all the evidence. And we are heading out today to do a short, quick hike to Bertha Falls. And we may end up at Bertha Lake as well, which is a little bit higher. And there's like, at the south part of the town, there's a campground. And then there's like a little parking lot there. And then you guys can just park there and then come up this little wee trail that comes up here. There's supposedly meadows, pretty meadows that I think we're just walking through right now. As you guys can see, this is like in the first part of the trail. Like we literally just left 5 minutes ago. And yeah, so you get the nice view of the Waterton Lake back down in here. The trail itself is considered moderate to the falls, but the section after the falls to the lake, from what I can tell on all trails, there's a lot of switchbacks. So seems like most of the elevation gain would be done after that, because the trail going to the falls seems relatively straight. So it's around the 1.5 kilometers in where the trail to the lake comes up and turns and heads basically inside the valley going straight west. And there's a gorgeous lookout here, and having the trees all burnt actually makes your view that much better. A gorgeous view of both portions of the lake, because the back portion and behind me here, you can't see it until you reach the front portion here. So yeah, I'll show you the views right now. The trail reaches the lower portion of the falls here, but the lower portion of the falls has kind of been blocked off. There's a viewpoint on one side, and then if you cross this bridge and you go up to the other side, there's another viewpoint on the other side if you go back down. Unfortunately, they've been bringing helicopters in, and they're bringing materials to fix the actual bridge or whatever viewpoint that they have there. So I can't really show you the falls, but they have this gigantic piece of lumber here. There's a few tiny little creek waterfalls back in there. And on this side, I mean, you can't really show somebody a waterfall from the top, but this is just the top portion here. And this goes down, and then the waterfalls are just kind of down there, but there's really no way for me to show you guys the waterfalls today. This is like the first portion of the switchbacks, and it's all filled with vegetation. You can see it down there, and it's kind of neat going up there. And today they're rebuilding a bridge down there, and there's a Bell 205. I'm not too sure from what company they're working from, but they're coming in here and lawn lining a bunch of equipment. That's his third trip since we've been here, and he's just coming in and dropping parts and gear and stuff to fix the bridge down there. So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. So the whole area here is basically switchback, so you kind of have to get used to a steep incline the whole way. But I don't find that with the switchbacks, I don't find the elevation gain is that difficult. What do you think? It's not that bad. If it was like straight up, it'd be a different story, but the fact there's a lot of switchbacks, yeah, it makes it a little bit easier. The 5 kilometer mark here, and we've gone through a set of small switchbacks, and then a set of really, couple big switchbacks. And now we're back to a set of small switchbacks again. And then this kind of loops over to the front of the ridge here. As you can see behind us, you get like amazing views here. After the 5 kilometer mark is that it's like a big, I call it a big finger because it's just kind of crooked. It's just like a big loop around the front, and then it comes back around. So it's probably, trail was built like that just to make it easier. And now we've reached the campsite for Bertha Lake. And I don't know if this is an old tent spot. It looks relatively flat and open for this little spot. But there's, I couldn't find them all, so I've seen at least 4 or 5 squared areas and flattened for camping. And we also found right here, there's some bear lockers. Bear lockers in here. Looks like somebody used them for garbage storage more than anything. And then this leads to like a nice little open beachy spot. And there's a couple enjoying the views of the lake back here. And there's another one back over here as well. So I don't know if this is the place to do the food. You come open into a very pretty meadow, and definitely can't see this on the camera, but there's a waterfall that it pretty much starts at the top. It's not quite at the top, but you can see it's almost at the top, and it whistles its way down all the way down to the bottom. Got fireweed forest. So we're on our trek here to go around Bertha Lake, which it's no small lake. It's about 2 kilometers one way and 2 kilometers back. So you don't really get a good view of the entirety of the lake, just in little chunks. You guys will be able to get a good view of the lake just by watching it in little chunks as we go by. This might be the only good viewpoint that's open. It's still not that open, but I'll show you guys here. So we're on the north side of the lake still, and we're about 2/3 of the way across. And then we got swamped down by vegetation pretty hard. As if you can see, there were some spots where the vegetation is almost as high as you are, if not higher. And then you finally come across the opening that comes back to the lake. Very impressive view. I'll show you guys here. It's like a mini beach. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, is that for some reason all the rocks are red, and if you look down below, this just all got washed up by the waves, no more than 20 feet out, there's no more rocks, it's just all sand, and it's a completely different color. So it makes that water look cyan or bluish on the outside. Then on the shore, it's all red. Like a bloody shore. And I even found a mermaid chilling out on the lake. Just a bunch of monarchs, butterflies here. Not too sure what they're doing. They're just chilling out by the lake. And, yeah. And we found this nice little peninsula, rocky red peninsula, that kind of sticks out and gives us an amazing view of the lake. This might be the best viewpoint you can get out of the entire lake. That's as far as I'm going, because there's like a 20-foot drop off here. And yeah, this is the most amount of lake you can see in one shot. I don't know what you guys think about that, but it's pretty. It's pretty. There's even a duck hanging out there. The water's so clear, I can see a fish right there who just, oh, two fish. That's crazy. You can see the fish right straight through the water. It's so friggin' clear. I'm standing on like these red rock formations, but we can see in the water down there, see there's another rock formation there and it's like partly green. And you can see some even over here. There's like these big red rock lumps that are sticking out. Makes a cool effect in the water. And we got this gorgeous little waterfall that we were checking out on the way back, but that thing actually starts pretty high up here and then just weasels its way down and it flows into this awesome little meadow. And now we've found a little sign. This is almost at the end of the lake. So they want you to go up that way, probably because it's probably pinched off by a cliff or something. But also another pretty meadow of fireweeds. So we are at the far extreme part of Lake Bertha, and gorgeous little meadow, and obviously gorgeous views surrounding us the whole way. We came across a fork in the road, and after a little bit of research, we figured out that this is a path that goes out to Mount Richard Bennett, which I think you guys can see it. It's in the back top corner, somewhere in there. I think that top ridge line is Mount Richard Bennett. So this trail here loops around, and it goes around. See where you can see a little bit of water flowing down? That's where that comes down, and then you can ridge over the top, and that's one way you can get up there. And once you reach the top of Mount Richard Bennett, you basically, if you come back down, keep going south, you're actually gonna cross into the United States, and you're gonna be into the Glacial Park in Montana. This will be the trailhead for that mountain right now, and it's 9.3 kilometers away from where we parked in Waterton. So if you're willing to do a 9.3 kilometer hike to here, then you can start on the trailhead to get back to the top. That might actually be possible if you're staying at the campsite here at Lake Bertha. So it's been a while now. We're at 10.2 kilometers total, and we're probably about 1 kilometer past the very end of the lake. And this is like the only part of the trail, almost, you have a little bit of a view on the south side. we scared the crap out of a duck who was just hanging out there, and as we turned the corner, it just kind of like whack, 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 and did the whole race thing out, which is quite funny. So these are the ducks, and it kind of came out just as we walked across. I've seen these ducks before. I don't remember the name of the species. And something that we noticed on across the lake, but we couldn't tell, we thought this was a picnic table. There was actually no picnic tables at the campground, so there's definitely no picnic tables here, but it's kind of funny how your eyes perceive things from far away. And once again, you get the nice red sand. It's not even sand, it's just like small bits of rock all broken together. This whole area here. So yeah, it makes it kind of look like a red beach. We're almost at the other end of the lake here, and there's another little beach, but this time it's just all rock, probably just erosion from the edge of the ridge down here. You can see how this ridge kind of stops down. Well, all of that rock has just kind of chipped and broken down, and over the years it's just downfalled. And we got a nice view here of that waterfall that I could see from the other side.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are...
So that's basically it. We did the whole circle around Bertha Lake. You can almost see on the south side here, even behind me, you can almost see all the way to the far other end. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video around the whole trail and the lake. And I'm Eric, and these are my adventures.